Hello everyone. Kingdra is a fantastic Pokemon in GSC UUBL. Kingdra isn't a flashy setup sweeper or super useful utility Pokemon, but instead, it's just an all-around solid Pokemon. Kingdra's stats are very solid, and its typing is excellent. Kingdra only has a single weakness, and it resists common attacking types. This, combined with its great bulk, make it difficult to KO. Kingdra isn't passive either. Surf has good super effective coverage, and Kingdra has 95 special attack. Kingdra can also semi-reliably spread paralysis with its second stab move, Dragon Breath. Kingdra is also the best recipient of growth from Baton Pass Jolteon and Espeon. Kingdra can check several common Pokemon, and it's very easy to slap it on teams. Kingdra can lack power at times, and some prominent Pokemon can take advantage of that, but overall, it's hard to go wrong with Kingdra. It's a top threat in GSC UUBL. Let's analyze the Dragon Pokemon. As one of the two fully evolved Dragon types in the game, Kingdra is a very gifted Pokemon. Let's look at that typing first. Kingdra's Water Dragon typing is one of the best typings you could ask for. Kingdra is only weak to Dragon, an uncommon attacking type in general. The only Pokemon who use Dragon moves are opposing Kingdra and Hidden Power Dragon Moltres. Yeah, GSC UUBL Moltres is the only Pokemon in all of GSC that can viably run Hidden Power Dragon. Anyway, Kingdra's typing also granted a 4x resistance to fire and water. Kingdra is a water type that isn't weak to electric, and a dragon type that isn't weak to ice. Kingdra is the best answer to the tier's fire types, Houndoom, Moltres, and Entei. If healthy, it can take on a boosted Belly Drum Charizard. Kingdra is naturally bulky on both the physical and special side. Almost nothing can 2-hit KO Kingdra without boosting or using Explosion. Kingdra also has decent speed. It outspeeds Pokemon like Porygon 2, Nidoqueen, Meganium, and Scizor. Kingdra's bulk and typing let it check ground types like Donphan and Nidoqueen. It also answers Dragonite, Scizor, and Aerodactyl. Kingdra is annoying to KO, and arguably just as annoying to switch into. Kingdra's Sab Surf has good coverage in this metagame, being unresisted by several top Pokemon and hitting Pokemon like Moltres, Houndoom, and Nidoqueen super effectively. That's not what makes Kingdra tough to switch into though. Kingdra's Surf isn't that powerful, it only 4-hit KOs Pokemon like Porygon 2 and Kangaskhan. What truly makes Kingdra a pain in the ass is Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath is only 60 base power, but it has a 30% chance to paralyze the opponent. Paralysis is very powerful in GSC BL. Out of all the GSC metagames, BL is the one where Rest Talk is the least prominent. Most of the top Pokemon in this metagame don't use Rest Talk. They either prefer more offensive sets, or they have better recovery options, like Recover Porygon 2 and Alakazam. As a result, Paralysis is extremely useful in this metagame. Dragon Breath makes it much harder to punish Kingdra. The threat of Paralysis makes switching into Kingdra risky business for Pokemon like Porygon 2, Alakazam, Jolteon, Espeon, Tentacruel, and basically everything without rest. Remember, the chance to paralyze with Dragon Breath is 30%. That's just under a 1 in 3 chance. Pokemon that Kingdra can't break on its own, like Meganium and Porygon 2, still must take a risk when fighting Kingdra because of Paralysis. Another benefit of Dragon Breath is the ability to 3-KO Dragonite and opposing Kingdra. Kingdra is a great user of Rest plus Sleep Talk. Rest Talk grants Kingdra much better longevity and status absorption. Sleep Talk means Kingdra is not set up fodder when asleep. When asleep, Kingdra can pull 2 stab moves, and one of them can paralyze. Kingdra can also use a Haze set, with Dragon Breath, Haze, and Rest plus Sleep Talk. Haze lets Kingdra reset the stat changes on the field. Haze Kingdra can haze away Curse Boost from Porygon 2 and Kangaskhan, Growth Boost from Jolteon and Espeon, and Swords Dance from Tentacruel. Kingdra still uses Dragon Breath, so it can still paralyze its opponents. You can probably use Surf over Dragon Breath on Heia sets, but that hasn't been tested yet. Another set you can run is a Curse plus Return set, which takes advantage of Kingdra's high bulk and weakness lacking typing. This set takes a while to get going, but it can sweep under the right circumstances. Now, one of Kingdra's main flaws is its lack of power. Kingdra is strong, but it's a step below other special attackers. That problem can be fixed though by baton passing growth to Kingdra. Kingdra is the best recipient of growth in GSC UUBL. Passing growth to Kingdra fixes its power issues. With just one growth boost, Kingdra now 3 KOs Porygon 2 and Kangaskhan, and 2 KOs Alakazam, Espeon and Jolteon. That's with just one growth boost. If you manage to pass 2 or more growths to Kingdra, good luck. Kingdra is still very bulky by the way. It's bulky and it hits very hard. Unless you have a special tank like Chansey, Slowking or Meganium, a growth boosted Kingdra is a pain in the ass. Even then, Meganium can lose to paralysis. Kingdra appreciates spikes. Out of all the flying types, Articuno is the only decent switch in, and spikes make Kingdra's attacking moves sting more. I just went over how good growth passing is to Kingdra, so growth plus baton pass Jolteon and Espeon are obviously good partners. Kingdra can be shaky against Porygon 2 and Kangaskhan, so pairing it with a normal resist like Scizor, Omastar or Magneton is a good idea. In return, Kingdra answers the fire types that threaten Scizor and Magneton, as well as the ground types that threaten Omastar and Magneton. Kingdra can spread paralysis with Dragon Breath, so paralysis abusers like Sword Stance Tentacruel, Curse Ursaring and Belly Drum Charizard appreciate its presence. Really, everything appreciates Kingdra as a partner. Kingdra is very easy to slap onto teams because of its valuable defensive traits. It's hard to go wrong with Kingdra. Growth Pass plus Kingdra in particular is a reliable and easy to use playstyle. That doesn't mean Kingdra is perfect though. As I've mentioned several times now, Kingdra's biggest problem is the fact that its special attack stat can feel mediocre at times. Kingdra isn't that reliable at breaking Pokemon like Porygon 2, Kangaskhan, Ursaring, Meganium, Articuno, Slowking and Lapras. This lack of power can lead to Kingdra being taken advantage of. Jolteon can punish a rest from Kingdra to set up growth, Unboosted Thunder 3 KOs, and Boosted Thunder 2 KOs. Sword Stance Tentacruel can also use Kingdra as setup fodder if it runs Substitute. Porygon 2 and Kangaskhan can abuse Kingdra. Porygon 2 hates paralysis, but if needed, it can tank one and still beat Kingdra usually. Kangaskhan uses rest, so it doesn't mind paralysis much. Kangaskhan especially bullies Kingdra if it runs rest plus sleep talk. Pokemon that Kingdra typically beats can find ways to beat Kingdra. Moltres can use Hidden Power Dragon, which 3 KOs Kingdra. If Moltres is baton past the growth, it now beats Kingdra 1v1. Houndoom can steal Kingdra's leftovers with Thief, and with a Lucky Crunch special defense drop, it can break through Kingdra. Kingdra is far from invincible. There are Pokemon that outspeed and 3 KO it, like Alakazam and Tauros. The former commonly uses Miracle Berry to eat 1 paralysis, and the latter uses Rest plus Sleep Talk. Despite all that though, Kingdra's good traits are too valuable. Kingdra is one of the best Pokemon in GSC UUBL.